We have two ways that we can facilitate finance for customers. One is you'll hear different terms for it in the market: low doc, reduced doc, fast track, matrix. That is all the same phrase used to describe a condensed version of application for a customer. So if you're a customer and you meet a set of standard criteria, you can potentially be automatically approved for X amount of dollars. Those dollars usually range from $50,000 to $150,000 and are generally used for smaller pieces of equipment like motor vehicles. Now, those criteria for business are 2 years in business or GST registered in business, and one of the directors needs to be a property owner, and thirdly, a clear credit score. Now, the reason for that is banks do a bunch of statistics in the background, and they know that if you tick those three things, your chances of default are substantially reduced. So they would argue they don't need to do a full assessment of your historical financials and your tax position because they know your chances of default based on those three criteria is reduced. So we can facilitate finance for customers in that way. That is a very fast, quick, simple process. So if there was time restraints on a particular transaction for a customer buying a small little tipper truck, let's say a landscaper, we could facilitate finance for him that way. However, going back to one of our first discussion points, is it worth me financing that particular car under a low doc piece of finance? Or do I have a couple more questions for the customer that might allow me to take him to a different bank at a slightly cheaper rate? There's no one size fits all, everything's just slightly different. The second way that we can facilitate finance for a customer is a full assessment. So your larger customers buying larger pieces of machinery generally fit this mould. They want a historical analysis of your financials, they want to understand your tax position, they want to understand your business plan, they want to understand everything. Depending on the size of the equipment and the size of the customer would influence which mode or style of finance that we would use. And even if you are a large customer that has large requirements for debt or finance, we can still go finance a car for you under a low doc or a matrix facility, that's fine. But it's just important for people to understand that there are two modes of finance that we can use or find for people. Both have their benefits, it just depends which one suits the customer.